I think we have just about everybody now. The guy who called in didn't think he's up in, I think, North Dakota with bad coverage. So he didn't think he was going to be able to join, but he told me in advance. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get started. So everybody on here, we're on here for the Krause Ranch trip coming up next Wednesday, Wednesday the 19th. I don't know if there's Don, one more. I don't know how many of you guys have fished this stretch of water. I did it last year. I've fished this stretch a few times. I fished this exact ranch last year on the trip. Paul Moss there did it with me. It's a phenomenal piece of water, beautiful views. It's down just south of Fairplay for anybody who didn't know on Highway 9. We'll get you more details on that. I think it's about 3 or 4 miles south of Fairplay on Highway 9, right off the highway. We're going to meet up at the Park and Ride at C470 and Morrison Road, somewhere between 6:30 and 6:45, no later than that. We want to be on the road at 7 o'clock and hopefully be ready to start fishing around 9. That'll be pretty tight, so we got to keep to our timelines. This is private water. Not everybody gets to fish it. And we're being hosted by the Krause family and Mountain Anglers, which is the fly shop, I believe, up in Breckenridge. Is that right, Pat? Breckenridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mountain Anglers. The guy who's going to meet us there is the owner of Mountain Anglers, called Jackson Street is his name. He's going to meet us at the grocery store in Fairplay right around 9 o'clock. Lead us down to the property, which is about maybe a 5-minute drive is all. Let us in because it's a locked gate. And then he's just going to spend a few minutes going over the conditions, the flies we might use, things like that. And then he's taking off. And then it's all up to us. We're going to have a great time. The water levels are coming down, from what I understand, to really fishable levels. I think we all thought it was going to be Armageddon by the middle of July still, and it sounds like it's pretty good. I fished up in Rocky Mountain National Park last weekend, and I was able to wade it, and I didn't think I'd be able to. So I think all the water levels are starting to come down. If the rain would stop, it'd be perfect, but we'll see. Never complain about rain.
Yeah, it's just clear today. Rocky Mountain National Park is crystal clear.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
At least Colorado was on the west side.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I just fished Tomahawk this past Saturday, which is just downstream from there.
Right.
The flows could have been a little bit lower, but it was completely wadeable. Still a little bit off color up there, but you know, it's getting a little bit better every day. So
How'd you do?
It was a little bit tough in there, but we got there later in the afternoon. So, and they were still hitting dries. That's all I used was dries. So supposedly earlier in the morning, they were hitting droppers off the dries there in Tomahawk, but we didn't get there till later in the afternoon.
It's running 122 right now.
Do you know what it is normally, Pat? I saw the 122, but I don't know how that compares to normal.
That's a little bit higher than normal, well, than what we've been used to the last 2 or 3 years.
Right.
The last 2 or 3 years, it's been running about maybe 105 or stuff like that. 122, I fish Tomahawk a lot. It's one of my favorite pieces of public water. 122 is perfect.
Okay, good.
You know, Lee, when we fished there last year, it was actually a little bit low. So I agree with Pat. The 122 should be like premium.
Okay, good.
Typically, like Pat said, it hovers right around 100 or just below it during the summer months. So should be good.
I threw a couple of pictures in here from last year just to give you guys an idea of where we'll be. This was not my fish. I did net it. Paul was there. I fell in the water up to my chin as I netted it. I had a tough time netting fish last year for some reason. And I thought I was going in about an 8-foot hole, but that's about what would you say, Paul? 17, 18-inch cut bow?
Yeah, it was, about an 18-inch cut bow. It was an absolutely gorgeous fish. Unbelievable.
And the guy fishing there, Joseph, hadn't fished much at that point, and that's a hell of a fish for Paul was his mentor. So if you want to get with Paul, he'll guarantee you that fish.
Yeah, we'll find it.
There's Joseph again, but you can see it's pretty easy wadeable water for the most part, easy to get down into. This is very flat water. Just beautiful water. That's looking south. I mean, look at that. How could you ask for more than that?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, it is. That river's got a lot of riffles, runs, pockets, pools, bends. It's got a little bit of everything. It's really special.
Yeah. That's not me fishing, but I did take that picture. I was kind of proud of that picture. So anyway, that was just to give you guys an idea of what we're going to be looking at down there. Heck of a piece of water. So I'm excited to get back out there and do some fishing out there. I'm going to share the screen again and just do it. I have a quick outline here. Just of what we'll be looking at. So I've kind of already covered about Krause Ranch. Mountain Anglers, Jackson Street's going to come and help us out, introduce us to the water. We're going to do something a little bit different on this trip. And a friend of mine is on here that will be on the trip with us. Grover is he does some drone videos, and we're going to try to get some good drone footage of us catching big fish. So I think it'll be the first time we ever did this on a trip. But one thing I want to say before I move on, because I'll forget to say it otherwise, Grover's going to be taking some videos, but take as many pictures as you guys can. That's how we advertise this program. That's how we get new vets into the program to help them out and get them some camaraderie and teach them how to fly fish. So the more pictures we get, the better off we are. So the logistics, kind of the where and when. We are going to meet at that park and ride at C470 and Morrison Road no later than 6:45. Like I said, we want to be on the road by no later than 7. If you're running late for any reason, give me a call. I'm going to send out another email with my phone number. I'll have Paul's phone number on there and emails. Let us know if you're running late, because we're gonna leave pretty promptly. And I can give you directions on where we're going to meet up on the other end. I'll send out a map so that you can see where that park and ride is. It's just on the west side of C470 on Morrison Road. So easy to find. And then
right across the street from the gas station.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's right by that gas station there. And then we'll head south, catch 285 up into the hills. So
is that the one that's off of 70, or is that another park and ride?
That's a different one. That's Woolly Man.
C470.
Yeah. So if you're on C470, take the Morrison Road exit, and it's on the west side of C470. And like Pat said, it's right across the street from that. I think it's a Phillips 66 gas station right there.
Yep.
And again, I'll send out a quick map to it so everybody will know exactly where it is. Then we're going to carpool to, I think you say Prathers, but I'm not sure about that, which is a little grocery store in Fairplay. There we can grab snacks if there's something you wanted to grab. We'll have plenty of snacks and water and everything. But if you want to grab something there, we can. We'll wait there for Jackson Street to get there. Then we'll follow him down to the property and get on the water. So real quick on equipment and gear. I looked it over. I don't think there's very many people who need equipment. What I fish down there, and I think almost everybody does, is a 5-weight. You could certainly get by with a 4. I wouldn't want to go to a 3 for sure, but a 5-weight will do everything you need it to do down there. What's that? Oh, I think almost everybody had boots and waders, but if you don't, let me know so we can make sure we get some boots and waders for you. Let us know if you need to borrow them. The flies are going to be provided by Ascent Fly Fishing. I don't know if everybody knows Ascent Fly Fishing. Peter Stritcher is the owner of that, And he is, I can't remember what kind of a biologist. He's a bug biologist, whatever that is.
Entomologist.
Thank you. I think I beat all of you to that. And what he does, he's a great resource for this program. He will go look at the water, temperatures, all those things, figure out what is hatching, what are the bugs, and he puts together a small kit of bugs for every veteran on the trip. At the end of the trip, the vets can either take those flies with them, or if they don't need them or want them, give them back to the program. We'll use them for a later trip. But that's a huge service that Peter provides for us at Ascent Fly Fishing. He's a great promoter of the program. So if you need equipment, he's the guy. We'll try to, we will supply. We'll have some sunscreen there. Boy, I listed that twice. Somewhere in there I meant to put bug spray, but we'll have that too. Make sure you bring a hat. It should be sunny down there, and I think, Paul, you said it's going to get into the 70s that day.
It should get up to 70.
Up to 70. Boy, that's perfect.
At 9 o'clock.
Okay.
No rain, but it's 10 days out. Right now, it's no rain, mostly sunny, up to 50, about just over, I mean, up to 70, just a little over 50 when we arrive. So it'll be a beautiful summer day up there.
Bring a hat. That sun is going to, when you're on the water, that sun will beat you to death if you don't have a good hat. And use that sunscreen, use the bug spray that we're going to have. And I want to stress this one. I think for people who haven't done a lot of fly fishing, they don't understand the importance of polarized sunglasses.
Sacred legendary
And
focus.
sunglasses are important to protect your eyes, but the polarized part of that
Yellow boots.
takes
Oh,
the
no, one-
glare
one-
off the water, and you
one,
can see the fish easier.
One
So make
ancestral
sure your
boot with a
sunglasses
glare.
are polarized. Is that an echo that I'm hearing, or is?
Oh, it's somebody talking over you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Any questions on that so far? What we'll do, there's very limited parking at the ranch there at Krause Ranch. Matter of fact, it's a road that turns off of Highway 9 and maybe 50 yards down to the water. So we'll be parking kind of on the road going down that hill. So that's why we're definitely have to carpool. There's not enough room for a lot of cars. So when we get there, we'll pair up, make sure everybody has a ride, take as few cars as possible, and that should make the trip go pretty easy. Any other questions? I'm sorry. For lunch, we're going to eat lunch probably around noon, right at noon. We're going to, unless somebody has any other suggestions, we're going to do burgers, chips, a veggie tray. We're going to bring the grill. We have a grill, the program does. We'll bring that down so we can throw those burgers on. We're going to have plenty of snacks and water available all day. Keep hydrated. Pushing water when you're walking upstream on a river like that, it can wear you out and dry you out. So make sure you do that. And then we're going to get done right at 3 o'clock. We should be off the water. We're going to leave it better than we found it, like we always should. And then we will carpool back to Denver to that park and ride, and everybody can head home. And that's about all I have, guys. What do you have for questions? Comments?
Is my audio working?
Yes.
Yes.
I've got a car in the shop. We just blew the power steering pump, and I don't know when they're going to get it back. So I do need to carpool with somebody.
Okay. Will you have a ride to the park and ride, or
I do have that. I've got an old beater that can get there, but it's got 290,000 miles on it, so I probably shouldn't drive it.
I'll have room in my Subaru, and I got a rod rack as well, so I can
Good.
put extra rods.
Don, do you need somebody to just come by your house and pick you up?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
I live in Roxborough, so I'm pretty close
Amy,
to that.
Amy, I'm on a Zoom meeting, okay? Can I call you back? All right, thank you.
Lee, this is Eric Biggerstaff. I joined late. Somehow I got wound into the Winding River Trip Ranch this weekend, and so I don't know. There's a mix up. So
Oh, were you on the other call, Eric?
yeah, but I never got an email saying I was chosen for that trip. I got one, at least I didn't see it. And so I can't fish with them this weekend anyway. So I'd rather go with you guys. So
Okay. Okay. Well, we'd rather have you. They're no fun.
and you're on the you're on the 19th, right?
We're on the 19th, next Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I want to go back to whoever had car issues. Do you want somebody to pick you up at your house? Would that be easier?
No, I'm good. I can actually get to the park and ride there. It's the one that's just south of Vandermeer.
Yes.
Yeah.
On 470 Morrison Road. I can get there fairly easily. It's just I don't want to drive this thing long distance on the highway because it's just a two-seater old 2000 Tacoma. So that's my other beater car, my good car. I could have driven because it's Hummers that would have seated everybody, but it's in the shop.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Well,
they said I
I
won't get
have plenty of room in my car. So
all right.
Don, we could
Paul?
take the beater and just have a pool on how long it lasts.
Hey, Paul,
It might last longer than everything we know, but I don't want to put money on it. It's
Paul,
been my
it's funny that he thinks that the Hummer is better than the Toyota.
it holds more people. The
Yeah.
Hummer also gets 15 miles a gallon.
Yeah. And I was gonna say that Tacoma is gonna make it no matter where you take it. So
Yeah, it's
I'll
been
climb to the back of that and just go.
it's been in places that I wasn't sure I could walk out because it's my old elk. It's had like 5 elk and 10 antelope and 6 deer in the back of it, and my wife's still married to me, so you know.
Well, thank you for clarifying the durability of the Toyota product. I do appreciate it.
Paul, an ex-employee.
Yeah. No, Don, Paul
Yeah.
will probably be coming up 85
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
from where he lives. That's why he's offering. I mean, you're not out of the way, and that way you don't have to drive anything.
Here in Roxborough, I'm gonna drive by you. I go to get to there, I go 105, Perry Park Road to
Yeah.
85 over to C470. So
Yeah, they've got construction going on right now on the Titan, west of the Titan Bridge, and you got to weave back and forth through some new roads. And I'm way in the back of Roxborough, so it really would be a detour. It's easy for me to get to the park and ride there. It's just I don't want to drive it clear into the mountains for 100 miles plus, so I can make it to the park and ride. I
okay.
just need to hoof with somebody else once we get there.
Yep. We'll have plenty of guys driving down.
Okay, well, when you said, but thanks for the offer. It'll be less problem if I just meet you at the park and ride with mine.
Okay.
As far as lunch, are we then buying lunch at one of the, lunch is not provided, right?
Lunch
It is
for-
provided.
Oh, it is provided.
Hamburgers for you.
We're gonna bring a grill, hamburgers, cook lunch while we're there. There's a nice little kind of gazebo with a picnic table. It'll be perfect. Yeah.
Great. I
Everything-
sort of question the intensity of this group. I'm new to this compared to the rest of you, and fly fishermen that actually stop for lunch, I'm not sure I've associated with many of those. Most people shoot straight through and then suffer until they can get home to eat.
Well, this group catches a lot of fish fast, and we've got to take a break, kind of a rest stop.
The carpal tunnel thing, yeah, I've actually suffered from
Otherwise,
that, from
wear yourself out.
handling too many big fish. I know what you mean.
You know, Don, it's that, and we're also really bad complainers. So if we don't provide lunch, I'll never hear the end of it.
God, I feel like I've met kindred spirits here.
And especially Sam, if we don't feed him by like 11:30 or so, he's like, stomping up and down the stream, and
Oh yeah.
he gets really hangry.
He's hard to get
I'm
along
the
with.
worst.
He's a hobbit. He has to have first breakfast, second breakfast, first lunch, second lunch.
So one thing Lee was leading toward with Grover being there doing some drone footage for us and some video and stuff like that. The reason we want to do that is that maybe not all of you have heard about this, but in November we have our big fundraiser called Brewfest. And what we decided we wanted to do this year is right before the active bidding, the live bidding starts, auction starts, is do a little 4-minute video about the program. And headquarters has some really cool videos and stuff like that, but Lee and I thought it would be better if this, why, hey, this fundraiser is for Denver. Why not do a Denver video? So some of this footage, yeah, we might even ask some of you to sit down for an interview for a couple of minutes. Just some simple questions, you know, what is Project Healing Waters doing for you? Why are you here? Just some stuff like that. So if Grover comes up and says, hey, you got a minute, you want to sit down and let us video you in a little conference, a little you know, interview. If you're uncomfortable, just let him know. That's okay. So, but it's because there's nothing better than us having a really cool little video showing these big pockets at this fundraiser for us right before they start bidding what this program is about. Besides that, they'll probably have about maybe 4 or 5 beers in them, so they're really going to bid a lot. Hey, there's a plan here. So I just wanted to let you guys know that if you're uncomfortable, just let Lee know, or let Grover know. It's just, no, I really don't want my, you know, my face out there or nothing like that. We understand there's the witness protection program. Paul has failed it like several times.
So Grover, it's critical that you only get video of the good-looking people on this trip.
I'm not on that trip.
Oh, that's right. You can get anybody then.
Getting deep.
Any other questions, guys? We got done quick here, but I think we covered everything we needed to cover.
Is Peter Stitcher supplying leaders and tippets for the participants and anybody else that needs to rig them up?
Pat, is he still doing that? I can't remember.
You can order them. What we do is we'll order just a few, but I mean, if you have good leader and tippet on your line already, we're not gonna swap it out.
Good. Yeah, I'm just wondering what he's supplying. From the sound of it, there's some pretty nice trophy fish there. So if they're not too leader shy, it'd be great to get some hooked up on a 4X rather than a 5 or 6X, so these guys could land them rather than lose a trophy.
You know, being a guide in Colorado for 22 years, I never fished anything less than 4X.
Yeah, I think leader shy is a little overrated.
I typically don't use anything less than 3X except on my dries, then I'll drop to a 4X.
Yeah, sounds good. I've got
For the
plenty.
benefit of me who was late, what time are we meeting on the 19th at Vandermeer Park and Ride?
We're going to be no later than 6:45.
3:30 in the morning, Eric.
What time, Pat? 6:45?
No later than 6:45.
Okay.
We want to be on the road at 7.
Okay.
We're not at Vandermeer, Eric, we're not at Vandermeer. We're at the Morrison exit off the C470 there by that Phillips station.
Yeah, just right to Phillips, that park and ride right across the street.
Yep.
Right by the Phillips.
Yep, that's it.
I'm usually already in fair play by 7, so being at Morrison at 7, no later than 7 is easy.
Yeah,
I get to sleep in.
there you go. You can fish your way over to the park and ride.
Serious guys, if you have questions about anything, now's the time to ask them.
Yeah.
I've got a question. I haven't been to one of the monthly meetings. That is what, east of Sheridan on Colfax? And that's
A
tomorrow
little
night?
bit east of Sheridan, about 4 or 5 blocks. Yep. The address is 4747 West Colfax.
Okay.
It's tomorrow night. Doors open around 6. I usually start the business part at 7.
Okay. Yeah, I should try to make that. I haven't gotten a chance to go to one yet. I've been out of town every time the last 3 months, but I'd like to get in on that. Are some of you going to be there?
I'll be there.
We are,
Okay. I'll come look for
tomorrow
you.
night is going to be a special night. One of our most loved volunteers is heading out on her sort of lifetime cruise. She sold her townhouse and she's got a stream and she's hitting the road, but because she's not on this call, CJ Allen has been a super angel to this program, and we are going to honor her tomorrow night. So it'd be a good night to be there.
Yeah, I'd like to show up and meet some people.
Yeah.
And Lee,
And,
this,
and
this
if
is-
the gift, the thank you that she's getting, if you like looking at very cool custom made fly rods, you might want to show up and see that thing. I haven't seen it yet,
That's great.
but I know who built it.
Yeah, I know. I picked it up from Dave about an hour ago,
Yeah.
and it's phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Hey Lee, this is Jim. Hey, I'm an alternate. How long do the alternates usually stand by before you know for sure? In case someone drops off, just sort of for my scheduling.
Yeah. I'll tell you, we've had vets, mostly vets, who have canceled the night before. So if you can be available, that's great. But I understand what you're saying. So unfortunately, I can't say 3 days out you're released. But we usually end up with one alternate or two. I'll tell you, last year when Paul and I did this trip, we had 2 people not show up the morning of. And by then, obviously, it's too late. But I say that to say that we usually get somebody who says they can't make it. So at the last minute.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
And Jim, we've had people who are alternates and they just stayed in line. And the night before the trip, we let them know, it says, hey, can you make this trip? And they ended up going on a guided trip down Flaming Gorge. So being the
Just
alternate,
never know.
stick with it, stay in there.
By the way, if you want to fish this weekend on Saturday, I can't do the Krause Ranch trip or the Winding River trip. And so Mike Sikora needs an alternate because I don't think he has anybody. So Jim, if you contact Mike, if you're available and you want to do this Saturday, he'd probably be open to it.
Or Jim, shoot me an email and I'll hook you up with Mike.
Yeah, unfortunately, this Saturday I have the one-on-one,
Oh,
but appreciate it. It's good to know.
that Winding River Ranch is about what, maybe 5 or 6 miles north of where we'll be next Wednesday on the same water.
Yeah.
It's a great place.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I went on that trip once.
And they need another volunteer for that?
They do, yeah. Because I just backed
I'm available
out.
for Saturday. I can
What's
get
that?
out on Saturday if somebody wants me to jump in.
Don, shoot me an email.
All right. And who am I talking to? Is that Pat?
Yeah, that's Pat.
Okay. I'll give you an email reminding you of that and let me know if you need somebody. I can do that at a minute's notice.
Okay.
I sort of like get used to.
Don't wear
to
that
the
beater
system.
car out before Wednesday, Don.
I'm trying to get used to how this works. I've been on a couple of these trips with some rather notorious people like Daryl Holcomb and Rick Takashi. I was just with them here this last week, and I'm finding how your system works. It definitely has some interesting adjectives that can be applied to it.
Well, dealing with Daryl and Rick, definitely there's going to be some interesting adjectives that could be.
Yeah.
All right.
Any other questions or comments, guys?
And I just want to clarify, nobody needs waders or boots?
We have one, Randy's. I'm gonna get some waders and boots for Randy,
Okay.
but I
have an
think that was
extra
it.
set of Waders.
Who's that?
Is there?
food?
I have another pair of
Actually,
waders if you need those, Lee.
We've got some in the storage unit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is
Lee, just
there
get the
food at
size.
the monthly meeting?
I've got it. Yeah. Randy and I spoke on the phone earlier today.
Okay, because I got an inventory of what we have.
Okay. Yeah, and pretty regular sizes, so we shouldn't have any problems. Is there anything else that anybody needs for this trip? I didn't see any dietary restrictions. I didn't see any major mobility issues on this water. This water is fairly easy. I mean, on this water, you could really in most places fish from the banks if you wanted to, or if you needed to. So I think we've covered it, guys. Are you guys all good?
Is there food at the monthly meetings?
Yep, all good.
Yes, they it's at the American Legion, and they
Nope. VFW 501.
sorry, VFW, right. And they serve a pretty mean taco. That's what they have there. And drinks.
And drinks.
Hey, Lee, have we got a final head count? How many vets are confirmed?
Well, right now we're 5 and 5 vets and volunteers, and then Grover's going to be there with this video or with this drone. So 11 total.
All right.
Hey Grover, if you could contact me later after the meeting. He's asleep.
Yep.
Please unmute.
Hey, my speaking abilities have that effect.
All right.
Oh, did you get my email about the slides?
No, I blocked most of your emails.
Yeah, I know. I can't put them into Power. For some reason, they're not letting me copy them into PowerPoint.
Do you want me to redo them and send them to you not as a link?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay.
What do you think, guys? Anything else you want to cover? Any
me
questions
a
I
break.
didn't go over?
Well, I'll be at your meeting tomorrow night, so if I have any, I guess they'll come up between now and then.
Look me up.
Okay.
Guys, have a good time. Have fun. Take pictures and send them all in. We don't care how bad they are. Again, what we use those pictures to really sell the program. And I have seen programs that have send in some really bad pictures and they get attention. So don't be embarrassed about what you send in. Just send them.
Yeah, actually, I wish Paul had gotten a picture of me falling in when I was trying to net that trout.
I was laughing too hard.
The whole day, I had a bad day netting fish.
Hey, do you remember
them,
the
but I
name
couldn't
of
net
that
'em.
park that we went to yesterday with the Izzy?
In Parker?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm Randy. What did you say?
I don't know what it's called.
okay.
All right, guys, I'm going to let you go here. You've got my emails and you've got my cell phone numbers and Paul's. Feel free to call. I'm going to kind of do a synopsis on this meeting. I'm going to have a map for that park and ride, and I'll get those out to you in the next couple days. And then probably either Monday or Tuesday, I'll send out a reminder email, just letting you know where we're meeting, things like that. So if anything comes up between now and then, let me know.
All right.
And this is my first time of leading a trip. So if there's anything that you think I should have done different, let me know.
Send the comments to me, please.
I will resent it. I'll resent it. Don't get me wrong. I'll never forget. But okay, we're gonna have a great time next Wednesday, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, you guys
Bye-bye.
are.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good week.